Imagine waking up, and the sun never rises again. The sky stays black, the air turns still, and every clock in the world keeps ticking as if nothing changed. At first, it feels like a power outage. Streetlights flicker. People check their phones, waiting for sunrise that never comes. Then within minutes, the air begins to cool without sunlight. The planet's surface loses heat faster than anyone expects. The temperature drops by 2 degrees every hour. Oceans release mist, forests turn silent, and animals pause, sensing something cosmic has gone wrong. By the 6th hour, Earth glows faintly, in the infrared, like a dying ember drifting through space. Humans panic, social media floods with theories, black holes, alien attacks, divine punishment. But scientists know the truth. The sun has turned off. If the Sunday truly switched off, photons already on their way would keep arriving for 8 minutes. Then absolute darkness. Astronomers confirm the sun's nuclear fusion has stopped. No light, no warmth, no life, just a frozen silence, spreading from pole to pole. By hour 12, the average surface temperature falls below zero, water freezes, crops die, and human civilization begins its longest night. Cities start burning fuel for light and heat. The night sky now reveals what the sun once hid: billions of stars, cold and indifferent. Governments declare a global emergency, power grids strain, satellites lose alignment, and every generator becomes humanity's last defense against extinction. Without solar power, most cities go dark within hours. Only those with nuclear or hydroelectric backup still glow faintly through the endless night. Temperatures plunge below -20 degrees Celsius in the first day. Water pipes burst, roads freeze, and millions struggle to find warmth in a world that no longer shines. Airplanes grounded, ships frozen in harbors, solar panels useless. Humanity's dependence on light is laid bare. Our civilization built entirely on a star's generosity. People huddle underground, seeking geothermal warmth. Subways, tunnels, and bunkers become the new cities of survival. Animals migrate in confusion, birds stop flying, whales lose their sense of direction, nature itself begins to forget the rhythm of the sun. Plants wither, photosynthesis stops within hours, leaves lose their color, oxygen levels drop, and the green heartbeat of Earth goes silent. In laboratories, scientists simulate sunlight with massive lamps powered by nuclear energy, a desperate attempt to save the last crops on Earth. The moon, once bright, becomes nearly invisible, a ghost without the sun to reflect. The stars, though eternal, offer no warmth, only reminders of our fragility. For the first time, humans understand how fragile warmth truly is. Our entire existence, love, life, memory depends on a single fireball, 150 million kilometers away. A Sunday is not just light, it's energy. Every second it sends 174 petawatts to Earth. Without it, our planet becomes a drifting marble, losing warmth to the void. Within 24 hours, the global average temperature drops to -30 degrees Celsius. Oceans begin to freeze from the surface down, trapping marine life beneath ice. In a week without sunlight, Earth's surface would reach -73 degrees Celsius. Only geothermal and radioactive heat deep underground would remain. The atmosphere begins to condense, water vapor freezes, forming crystal clouds that shimmer faintly under starlight. Wind patterns collapse, with no heat from the equator. Air no longer circulates, storms die, and silence spreads across the continents. Without sunlight, photosynthesis halts completely. Within weeks most plants die, followed by herbivores, then carnivores, a slow, elegant extinction. The ocean's upper layers freeze, but deep currents continue moving, powered by the last remnants of thermal energy from Earth's core. If the sun stayed off for a month, even the atmosphere's carbon dioxide would start to freeze, falling as dry ice snow on the poles. Satellites in orbit fall silent, solar arrays useless. Humanity's machines, like its creators, shiver in the eternal cold. And yet deep below in mines, Volcanic vents and the nuclear bunkers, the last lights of civilization, flicker, waiting for a dawn that may never come. In the frozen silence, the human voice becomes sacred. People gather around fires telling stories, not to pass the time, but to remember the light. Children born in the dark would never know the color blue, only the cold beauty of ice and the echo of stars. Beneath the Antarctic ice, microorganisms still stir. Life, stubborn and quiet, continues even in the absence of the sun. Some deep-sea creatures survive using geothermal vents, living off the Earth's hidden fire. The planet, though cold above, still breathes below. In the darkness, humans rediscover humility for the first time in centuries. We remember, our survival is borrowed from a star we do not control. Artists paint from memory, musicians compose in the dark science, and art merge into one desperate prayer for dawn. In greenhouses, powered by nuclear light, the last plants bloom fragile, glowing symbols of defiance against the infinite dark. Messages are sent into space not for rescue, but as proof that life once glowed here. We lived in the light, one transmission says, and we tried to bring it back. And in that endless night, some still believe the sun will return, that this is not the end, but a cosmic pause. Even a single sunrise, imagined or real, becomes the purest form of hope. Humanity waits, shivering, eyes fixed on the east. 24 hours later, the impossible happens. A faint glow returns to the horizon, pale, trembling, but undeniably real. At first, people think it's fire or illusion. Then warmth touches their faces. The first warmth in a day that felt like eternity. Animals stir, trees breathe again, oceans begin to fall, life answers instantly, as if it had been holding its breath. The sun reappears brilliant and merciful. It floods the frozen earth with light, erasing the scars of the long night. For one day, we learned what darkness truly means, and in that darkness, we understood the price of warmth. Scientists calculate the damage: frozen crops, dead ecosystems, shattered technology, yet all agree it could have been the end. Philosophers write that the sun's return is not just light, it's forgiveness, a cosmic reminder that existence itself is a fragile gift. Children born after the darkness will never forget the stories. There was a night, they'll hear, when the sun went away, and we almost went with it. The sun burns on, silent, patient, indifferent. It does not know what it means to us, but we, small and fragile, orbit in gratitude. We live because a star burns, we dream because it shines, and every sunrise is a quiet miracle, proof that, against the void, we are still alive.